For sure. Colonize our ancestors is the same reason. I'm not even doing it right. Like, what's with the hate, man? What's with the hate? I'm not even doing it right. Y'all hate black people. Whatever group, whoever you are, you hate black people. But y'all not even doing it right. I'm not even fucking doing it right. The internet shit done saved you, nigga. It gave you some confidence. It gave them confidence in the real world and in reality. They're not being disrespected, so for them to fly off the handle and be disrespectful to you just out of nowhere, it just be out of character, random, and it's normally on, of course, soft targets and shit, which is, it's never honorable. No violence is honorable. People don't understand that. Even if you so-called avenge something for your loved one, your kids and shit, still not honorable. You still don't have to, like, now what, But my point of the matter is the hate, man. Like, you must not like yourself. You can't possibly be happy with yourself. The hate, You're not even doing it right. Your ancestors will be embarrassed by your fucking charades and your games, your clownish activities that you play on social media. You're not even doing it right. You niggas being comments, being comment sections saying the most outlandish shit about people. That's crazy. Who made that popular, man? Who made it popular for people to just talk big shit in the comments on the internet? When did that start? Hello? When did that start? People, like, when did the climate change to where people are just bold as fuck on the internet? They don't realize that that's, like, stupid. It's the dumbest shit you could ever do. It's also dangerous. Yeah, like, who the fuck did that, man? People are just, I'm talking like big shit, man. They're hating bad. Like, that's sad, man. They don't feel no kind of way about it either. These niggas actually think that they like doing something with doing that. They wanna be their colonizers, so they wanna be their colonizer ancestors so bad. Motherfuckers wanna be like their ancestors so bad. But you're not even doing it right. Them niggas will be embarrassed by you by how you doing it. They be like, y'all doing that puss ass shit on the internet? I know what it is though. I know what it is. Yeah, I definitely know what the fuck majority of it, one half of it, is they don't like themselves. I mean, their ancestors didn't like themselves. That's why this whole shit has started from the jump. Calling each other's colors out the crayon box and shit. Damn well I don't look black. I don't look like this fucking cabinet. I don't look black. And you don't look like that. You don't look like that. Or that's off-white, but you get what I'm saying. You don't look like that. You would think that the races now in this fucking day and age, 2025, would like would have stopped the whole escapade, this whole bullshit. Because I don't believe them. I don't even believe them. Because as you can see, once they get jammed up after doing their so-called white supremacist act, now they want to retract it and, file appeals and shit. They want to file appeals and try to get their sentence overturned and shit like that. Like, stand on it, man. Why don't you stand on that shit? You ran up in a grocery store, you shot up a bunch of old black grandmas and black grandpas. You know what I'm saying? Stand on that shit. Like how Dylan Roof did. Stand on it. He tried to get his shit appealed too. They all try to get it overturned after they do their, write their manifesto and all that shit. And then once it comes down to next time you see them in the news and shit in the tabloids, you see they cut their hairs cut, they all twacked out on meds. And now they all of a sudden, I guess, come to their senses. They try to act like it's some insanity shit, like, I wasn't in my right mind. See, a lot of them are just incels, man. They ain't never had a woman. You know what I'm saying? They ain't never doing none of that shit. It's always been that way. You could see them grooming up. You could see them forming in high school. You could see them type of cats that hate that shit forming in high school. And they ain't never play with us. They ain't never play with us in high school. I don't even understand where all this shit is coming from. I'm glad it is. Don't get me wrong, but I'm not, promoting violence or anything like that. I just look at it like shit. Like, are you okay? I can actually sit down with a racist and talk to him. We can even talk about killing each other. We can sit across the table from each other right here and talk about anything. I really just want to pick your brain. Pause. You know what I'm saying? I really just want to understand you. And you can gain understanding of me. I've worked with a lot of them. I ain't even gonna lie to you. And they never was on that type of time. They never be on that type of time, mainly because we don't walk around on that type of time. Black men do not be walking around here on some antagonist shit to anybody. Black women either. They're not walking around here disrespecting people. It ain't happening. The shit that they do show on these news, channels and shit like that, like, yeah, it's just, that's 1%, not even. It's not even breaking the scale. They show the 1% of degenerate shit in our community. And then they, generalize, just spread it across the whole, I'm gonna just label it to all of you. I'm gonna just label all of you that way. Knowing damn well it's not realistic. It's not realistic. 9 times out of 10, in any given day, in their daily, a black person, if they live around black people or have access to black people, a black man or woman has helped them, or even a child has helped them, showed them good grace, showed them, you know what I mean, gratitude. Like it ain't even that type of, I don't know where this is coming from. We done played football, played basketball with these niggas, and it was never like this. Like I said, this internet shit has got to be a reason why. This internet shit has got to be a reason why motherfuckers are bold. I think I work with a couple. Matter of fact, I think I know I work with a couple. Cause they be on that passive aggressive shit. Or passive assertive. Like, you ever notice that? It just be like mind games. Like, just be like mind games. Like I always say, the only reason why you have access to me is because I gotta go get income, and y'all done made it to the point where the only way we can make any kind of monetary value, you know, any kind of money in this fucking society, we gotta go through you. That's the only reason why you have access to this motherfucker. That's the only reason. I don't even play ball with you motherfuckers no more. Y'all taking that. I don't do none of that shit. And for the record, black people can't be racist. For all you, you know, stupid motherfuckers that like to call black people racist. It's like, nah, I'm on defense to this shit. There's no way in the world I could be racist because I don't have no system. I don't have shit to control you. Me, y'all rejoice. Y'all get off knowing that there's police out here killing my people like dogs. Y'all get off on that shit. All you white Hispanics, any motherfuckers that be on the internet talking big shit to black people when they comment, they get off on that shit. They get off on all these institutions, barriers and shit, you know. They only start sounding off when it start hitting home to them. That's when, you know what I mean? That's when you start hearing some type of, I understand. Like, shut the fuck up, man. I don't care. Like, I could tell you my people that I ain't even live with, you know, generations of my bloodline that I ain't even I wasn't even living in those times. I could tell you about their time. You thought you had a pillow for life. Newsflash, Trump ain't for white people, man. He for himself. That's a businessman. He might be a failed businessman, but the nigga's a businessman. People are not understanding that. He'll say fuck white people too, other orange people too. He don't care. But yeah, y'all thought it was just gonna be a autopilot, autopilot to the end. No struggles, no problems, no issues. And I ain't coming from no space of rejoicing that you're struggling. My point is like, why can't you understand that shit needs to be scrapped? Like this, the whole system needs to be scrapped. Like do away with your little parties, your Republican and Democrat. Scrap the whole shit, man. Scrap your justice system, all that shit. It's not just. You know it. You ain't got no integrity. You know it. notice when you run into integrity or actual good people, when you run into a good person, like it's like refreshing. Like they'll never come out their face and say, I'm a good person. They don't have to say that. They don't come out their face with sloganisms and shit. Like it's actual genuineness. They ain't judging your labels that you got on your body. They ain't judging, you know what I mean? Your weight, whatever it is, your whole vanity. They're not judging none of that shit. And that goes for any color. Anyway, you're not doing it right. I came up with that title because I feel like the generation of racists nowadays, the hate that's going on nowadays it's like a facade. They're like trying to be like their ancestors. Bad, you know. The cat is out the bag. Like there's no such thing as some Vikings, you know, running through the fucking mountains, killing woolly mammoths and shit. That's all like Harry Potter shit. It's not real. You know, stop pushing that stupid shit. They don't want us to talk about black history, which is real. That actual black history is American history for anybody listening. For white people, anybody. Black people, Latino. If you in here in America, shit, you gotta know that black history is American history. Don't understand that shit, I'm giving you a jewel. I'm giving you something that you should know. I didn't always look at it like that. It's a lot of shit that they hear. That's what I use this internet for. I've always used it for information, actual pertinent information, not no, you know, just looking at bitches twerking shit all day. It should be used to transfer information and build, not on no non-productive shit. I don't know, you know what I mean? Time wasting. Like how they want you to use the internet. They want you to just fucking get your face sucked out, you know, your eyeballs sucked out of your face by being in the screen, looking at dumb shit. My algorithm has nothing but entrepreneurship things, like talks about like how Supreme, I read a story earlier about how the brand Supreme was created. The clothing brand, the big fashion mogul brand Supreme was created. You know, things like that. It has that, and then of course my algorithm is filled up with police injustices towards black people, towards everybody. But of course, you're not going to see them pushing the image of white people being on the end of that rope or what Mexicans being on. It's mainly black folks. Like, the people gotta understand that that's definitely a motive. You know, that's something, you know what I mean? That's not a coincidence. It's controlling the narrative. They don't want their little white kids to see on the screen, you know, scrolling on their phones or TikTok or wherever the fuck they see a white dude getting hemmed up or on drugs or any of that. A white woman on drugs or hemmed up. They don't show any of that. It's happening. It's definitely happening. But they don't. It's not blasted across the media, man. It's not blasted. I feel if you're gonna do that, why ain't it like that for everybody? Nobody wants to really see that. You know what I'm saying? Nobody wants to see that shit over and over. No matter what the settlement is, the motherfuckers get a $5 million settlement, $100 million, whatever the fuck the family gets after their loved one passed, is unalive. Like it don't do nothing. Cause the white supremacists get off on that shit. lot of them are practicing white supremacy and don't even know it. But I'm gonna scratch that statement. Nah, but I believe that they do know it. A lot of people play stupid. It's like with all this information being passed so fast nowadays, it's impossible for motherfuckers not to know. They know everything else. People know everything else. You know, there's that high IQ shit. You know everything else, but you know, you're gonna deny this and deny, you know, what's going on. I always talk about this, man. I always talk about this right here. I always say, hey, look, it seems to me like they're suicidal, bro. It seems to me like they fucking suicidal. Super. Like they don't know how to cope with, you know, differences or struggle for that matter. Like challenge. Like I noticed this. I started saying this. I started saying this because I seen a video of a dude that was harassing a black DoorDasher. Yeah, he was delivering, you know, doing his little gig, delivering food, and he went to a neighborhood, you know, with white folks, and some white man came and harassed him at his car, and he's giving him like umpteen fucking chances, like to please back up. The white dude is approaching him, and he's like harassing him and shit, you know, telling him to get off this street, get out of here, and all this. And the black dude's still holding patience, you know, still showing discernment, and he's like, back up, sir, you know, if you come any closer, I'm gonna, you know what I mean? I'm gonna knock you out. And the white dude kept doing it, and then all the way until the dude did it the final time. You know, I don't know how many chances this dude gave, but he gave him a lot of chances, man. Yeah, he was backing up as well, just giving him chance after chance. Came forward, boom, boop boop pop. You know what I'm saying? Broke his shit, and then now the dude standing on the sideline. He went back, you know, white dude went back to his little area, standing on the sideline, beat up and shit. And of course, he's calling the people, you know. And I want to say on a side note, people be talking about that victim shit. You know, I know they say a lot of that in the comments. They're playing a victim. They call us talking about what happened to our ancestors and what's still happening. It's just in a different form, people. Like, you know, believe it or not, hangings, lynchings on trees and shit, that's still going on. It's just not in high number. Y'all not passing it on postcards and shit, you know. But all that type of shit is still happening. Sundown towns, you know. I've driven through plenty of them. There's normally one street. Straight off the highway. Like maybe, you know, they got their front street, main street. It look like one block. Like you could throw a water balloon and hit their whole block. But yeah, that shit is still happening, man. That shit is still happening. You got right now. There's a big, and anytime you start to see something go across the timeline over and over, it doesn't mean that it's like fresh. And then of course you know when something's like fresh, like you know, I'm breaking news and shit. I'm talking like it's just a storyline of black truckers. Black truckers are being unalived and harassed and shit, going in and out of these states, driving their truck, you know, making their money. They're dealing with a lot of racists in these sundown towns, telling them to, drop their load at the edge of the town. You better get out of here before sundown. It's goofy shit, man. I don't understand. 2025, that's what we're dealing with, man. A lot of people do not understand that, though. A lot of people do not understand that. And it's not that's the thing. It's not even about on some like trying to make anyone feel bad. You can tell a person's heart just by how they approach it. Like imagine me telling you, there's an issue. I went through this town and the other day I had a problem with a white dude, man. He told me to get out of here. I'm trying to deliver something. He told me to get out of here. Ugly, ugly. This ain't really happened, but you get what I'm saying? And then you approach it like, damn, why you acting like a victim? Just from me just telling you. Like, that's crazy. How you get that from that? That's what's going on. People are reacting, responding in that manner right there. Just total bad faith. No integrity. Like, what? That sounds like projecting 101. That sounds like fucking projecting 101. They're like, hey, why you acting like a victim? Just from me telling you some bullshit that happened. Now, if I'd have told him, this is the crazy shit. If I tell him, hey, yeah, and then I had to do something to him, and then I got up out of there. Now they all intrigued. They're like interested. They're like looking at you as like barbaric and shit, savage. People love the villain, man. People love killers, man. It's false. It's a false love for it, but it's popular. People love killers and shit. But they don't. People don't have that in them. People don't be having that in them. And 9 times out of 10, a person is only going to do it. They're only going to do it because they're trying to prove you wrong. You call them pussy, and now you're going to shoot you in the face. Now what? Boom, I'm gone. You on the run, you get caught because in 2025, you niggas is not outrunning technology. Let's keep it 1,000. You're not outrunning this shit nowadays. But now what? Boom, I'm gone. Now you locked up. Yeah, your whole shit retracts. You ain't even think past me dropping. You doing damage to me. You didn't even think past that. That's why I say your ancestors would be embarrassed of how you're playing this white supremacy hate bullshit. Like y'all doing it pussy. Y'all doing it on the internet and comment sections and you know what I'm saying? It's like stupid memes and dumb shit. And I'm not even whistleblowing to motherfuckers who just get out there and start knocking shit back. All I'm saying is like, at least if you're gonna do it, go all the way. Like, why are we half-assing this shit? Like, why do you have puss-ass motherfuckers running up in the grocery store shooting that shit that ain't returning fire? Shooting at grandmas and shit. Like, why we have shit like that? That doesn't make sense. Why do you have whole chat rooms, whole Twitter spaces and shit, X space or whatever? People that are just spewing nothing but, you know what I mean? Lies. Black people are on welfare, all this shit. Like, crazy. Low IQ. IQ period is a myth. Money is a myth too, but it's tangible, so that makes it hard to convince you that it's a fucking myth. Yeah, money, money don't mean shit either. But it's pretty, you know, you can touch it. I can hand it to you. Man, it's fucking crazy. Like IQ, just like credit score, just like that. It's another tool in the system. Like let's keep it 1,000. Or boom, another one, GPA. You know, the ACTs and shit like that. Like all that is. These are just loopholes and shit, man. Majority of your people that you rub shoulders with, do commerce with in the daily, that are them folks, they don't even be on your level with any of that shit. They didn't have to. They didn't have to. See, these are things that everybody needs to, like, we need to understand each other. We need to come to an understanding, you know. Like when a white woman gets with a black man, it needs to be understanding more than just fucking, you know what I'm saying? Just like with a white man gets with a black woman, like it's gotta be, or a Mexican woman get with a black man, or, you know, a Mexican man get with a black woman. I rarely see that, but I know it's out there. But yeah, you know, it just needs to be understanding or anything. You know, you got a homeboy, like let it not just be about, y'all rolling up on your lunch break or whatever the fuck, like talking about, bitches and shit. Like actually dialogue about some truth. And that's how we get past that. That's how we get past that. Cause you gotta face your hate. I gotta face it every day. So it's like, what day do we have you face it? You know what I'm saying? What day will you face it? Like I can sit down and talk to you about it. We can face it together. I face it every day. That's if you have access to me. Like I said, you only have access to me because in order to make money in this country, shit, we gotta go through you. I mean, my money has you on it. It has your face on it. And so it's like, how the fuck can I get around that? In order for me to create a business, I gotta go through you. In order for me to get something patent, I gotta go through you. Like you niggas thought it was gonna be on autopilot. It was on autopilot for a long time. I ain't even gonna lie. It's been on autopilot for what, centuries. It's been on autopilot for you niggas. Now you getting pushback, niggas is crying because you not your ancestors. You not like the motherfuckers with the whips and all that shit. You not like them. You got bullets, you got guns and shit like that, but you still not like that. You only get them guns and bullets and shit and your costumes and shit. You know, your fatigues, your monkey suit, all that. You only do all that just to, look the part. You gotta embody it. You gotta embody it. You're an actor. That's pretty much what that is. And that it vibrates, I want to say, it gives off this total fear. It gives off total fear. Like a scared motherfucker will kill you. That hate is fear. That hate is fear, man. Or, mixed in with you don't like yourself. You don't like the history of America. Like, you know what I mean? Imagine being the people that it was done to. That's what people are not understanding. That's why I say, like, to approach that from the manner of that's victimhood right there. That's playing victim. You telling people that it happened to shut the fuck up about talking about it. Like, it makes you uncomfortable. Like, imagine the motherfuckers that because it's still happening to this day is what you are not understanding. It's still happening to this day. Yeah, black dudes is fucking white girls and motherfuckers intertwining and shit. But that doesn't mean it ain't happening, yo. Like there's a reason why there's a bunch of fucking black players running up and down the field in the court and You look up in the skybox and there's some old wrinkled white hair motherfucker that own all that shit. Like what? That doesn't even make sense. And that's not even shitting on them. It's like, hey man, how is it that? Why is that like that? Why is that like that? And them niggas is holding on to for dear life on those entities too. You know, the NFL, the NBA, they holding them like a motherfucker. It's like, I'm probably not gonna live to see, none of us probably not gonna live to see when it's not none of them in there. But it's coming though. Numbers is dwindling, so yeah, it's coming. And that's just nature running its course. Nature is running its course. And they see that as well right now. You know, hurricanes and fucking tornadoes, all kinds of shit. And it be in them little sundown towns too. It be ripping all through them shit. The motherfuckers with like 8 boats and 3 cars, you know what I mean? That's probably backwards, but 8 cars, 3 boats, I don't know. All kind of land. And be hating from a safe space. Be hating from a safe space on their phone in the comments. Just talking down on black people. I just watched a video of this black woman that I follow, this older black woman. She a wife, you know, just some good black dude. And I think that's cool. They got kids. I just like their page because she cooks. She cooks, right? And she does a little, and this is just to appeal to the modern times. You know, she does a little twerk or claps her ass real quick. Claps her ass one time. And it draws you in. It draws, you know, men, it even draws women in. It's funny, you know. And then she cooks, though. She's not sitting there shaking her ass the whole fucking video or whatever. But the thing is, boom, you go to the comments. I'm a big comment reader. I really like reading the comments because it confirms to me the climate of the world when you step outside. Anybody that know me know that I'm always like, whenever I step outside, it's war, man. It's been like that for years. It's fucking war. And that doesn't mean I gotta kill nobody. War doesn't necessarily. I'm just moving on war time. I'm moving on. You know, I don't really. It's not much wasted time. I only give that to my loved ones. Or not. And they barely can see me let my shoulders down. But shit, that's the real deal. Like anytime I step outside, like I have a good time to a certain level, to a certain extent, basically. and they groomed it that way. They can't, you know what I mean? You can't even deny that. You groomed the society this way. For me to walk outside and be like, look left, right, up, down. You made it like that. And that ain't even on no fear shit. As you can see, I'm an older black man, so yeah, my shit is conditioned. My shit is callous to this shit, man. Like to the point where I'm confident in telling you we gonna die. That's what I tell you, straight up. We're gonna die if you run up on me. We're gonna die. Like I'm not even saying that you can't kill me. I ain't coming from that. I'm a realist. I'm gonna speak the real shit. But that's what that is. It's like what? And I'm basing that on who I'm dealing with. Like you not your ancestors. You got the comb over and you know y'all doing the, you know what I'm saying, the little Tupperware dudes and shit like that. You know, you trying to embody your ancestors' hate, but it ain't working for you. It's not working for you. Also, your kids got a LeBron jersey on, got Kyrie's on and shit. Like, that, you know, like, let's keep it power. Like, your little girl like Beyonce, like, this is real shit. Like, Nicki Minaj, like, you know, Sexy Red and shit. Like, we're everywhere. We're the culture. Once again, black history is American history. So, and then you can't stop there. Black culture, foundational black American culture is world culture. Everywhere. I've never even been to fucking England. I've never been to no other country. And truthfully, it's never even been a desire of mine. Like on everything, my, anybody that know me know that if I ever come to some money or anytime that I'm like, oh, I want to go somewhere, it's 9 times out of 10 it's Jersey Shore. That's where I'm from. I'm from Jersey Shore. That's where the fuck I would want to go. That's where I'm most comfortable. If I have to come, and whenever I get a free moment and have money to do it and all that, that's what I would like to do. Not let me go sit somewhere where they can show me how they're racist over there. Like what? let me go let me go to the airport where they're racist to me at the airport. Hey, you see what I'm saying? Where I'm getting at? Let me go sit in a restaurant. Let me go sit in a hotel where they're racist. There's potential racist fucking possibilities. Probability of them being racist towards me is very high. Like, nah, man. I deal with my level of racism quite fine in my ecosystem. I don't venture out for more racism. Because truthfully, y'all not like your ancestors. Like, shit, you not. Nine times out of 10, y'all not willing to die. You're not like your ancestors. You're not willing to die over this. You just like to yell out nigger and shit like that from a safe space. That's it. And you hope what you hoping for me to do is jump out the window, boom, you call the people on me. I lose my, you know what I mean? You like the domino economic effect that it has on us. You don't really have the shit that your ancestors was doing. You don't have that in you. You're not doing the hate shit right. That's the thing. And it's coming back to bite you. Because it's been affecting your own people. You know, I did a live recently saying you are eating yourself. And that goes for everybody. That ain't on no white, black. You know, even this live right here, me talking about you not doing it right, the hate shit. That goes for all colors. But, you know, I'm just keeping it 1,000 on, you know, from my perspective, I get it from Hispanics. Everybody do it covert to based on whoever you talk to when they talk about racism. Everybody do it, you know, covert in my experience. But shit, if you talk to another brother or somebody else, they'll tell you another, you know, like they probably, you know, flashed out on them. But I can't tell you the last time I had somebody actually just come out and be racist. I've had some dude try me. Yeah, I had some dude get fly with me, and that had to kick in my past experiences, you know, and like everything flashes right before your eyes when you actually are battle tested, when you actually done fucked up or what have you, lost shit. Like, I mean, can say that they lost shit like numerous times in their life. They gotta constantly keep starting over. I believe everybody in this society, in this era, yeah, we're used to that shit. And that's not me. I don't submit to that equation. Like that doesn't make it okay. It's like kind of like a single mother. Like just because the person is still there and raising the kid, and the other one, you know, the father got away, or vice versa, the mother got away, and then you have programs and shit. You know what I mean? Like that doesn't mean that we just now we start to just work around that. Like you still should try to iron that the fuck out. You know what I mean? You should try to iron that bullshit out. Like to, you know, promote staying together, promote families. You know what I mean? See, like. I'm just hitting it from all angles, like you ain't even doing it right, that hate shit, man. You got families, you got bank account, you got a bank account full of money. Some of you got EBT cards, you know what I mean, land, you know, go on vacation anytime you fucking want, and you still hating, you still have hate in your heart. You walking around hating, you driving around on these roads, hating, aggressive, angry, like you angry, and What I've come to the conclusion of is that you don't feel nothing else. You have everything. You have everything. You numb to all that shit you have, so you don't feel nothing else. And the only feeling that you get satisfaction from is that anger and hate. That makes you feel alive. Otherwise, you don't even feel alive. Like most of these men is out here uh, looking for dudes to fuck their wife. Like they staying together, they husband and wife, but he don't satisfy her. She actually want a nigga. She want, black dick and shit. And he got to go get him. He got to go get the black dude for her. But they stay together. That's her fetish. That's his fetish as well. That's crazy. That'd be the white dude's fetish too. They learned that from their ancestors. Their ancestors was doing shit like that. But the barbaric, savage shit, they all cosplaying. Every once in a while you get ones that go all the way, but once again, like I said, they get in court and try to appeal everything. After writing manifestos, hate speech all over their rifle and all kind of shit. But once it's the real deal, like you around other bald-headed white Aryan, white supremacist murderers and shit, pedophiles and shit. Now all of a sudden you gotta retract the hate. You're like, oh, I don't hate black people. Yeah, that's crazy. But yeah, back to the not feeling. Like, see, my analogy, my example of saying that they gotta get somebody to fuck their wife is because they done lost feeling. You see what I mean? They done lost feeling for that shit. Like, it's only so many activities they could do to make how many baseball games and cruises and timeshare visits to, you know what I mean? It's false. Yeah, it's empty. It doesn't hold no weight, no legs, no purpose. So it's like a lot of them are finding refuge in hate. They hiding behind that hate and anger wall right now. They hiding behind that, and I'm telling them they're not doing it right. Like, and I'm not. Once again, I'm not inciting it. I'm not inciting violence. I'm not being, like I said, a dumb motherfucker just do it. They go murky just to prove you wrong, and that lets me. What they don't know, newsflash. What they don't know is you doing that. That further proves my point. Like, yeah, you a dummy. You'll shoot a motherfucker just from me saying you pussy. You ain't gonna shoot. Like, you'll shoot. Because look, now, boom, I'm dropped. 5 minutes later, what you doing? What are we doing? Now you on the run. You got to figure out where to hide me. How to dispose of my body. Or you run. Sometimes other thing you're running. That's your first mistake right there. You're running. So, if you're not like your fucking ancestors, you're not doing it right, and you shouldn't be. I just don't think you should do it. I don't think you should do it. You got a Kobe jersey hanging up. You got Jordans. You got, everybody rocking Jordan 1s nowadays. You got a pair of Jordan 1s. 9 times out of 10, you got a pair of Jordan 1s in your closet. Supreme hoodie, whatever cliche bullshit. People like to go to the presets. It's like the Sims. They go to the preset. Let me get a, Let me get a millennial black dude with some nostalgic feel. Look, let's send a fucking preset and go get the whole wardrobe. Now that's their image. That's their cloak. People walk around with cloaks and shit. That's the main reason why I don't interact with motherfuckers, man. That's the main reason why I don't, man. I keep it north and south. keep it north and south, man. Keep it north and south.